Hey guys, this is Parvez. So today I'm not just by myself. I have someone with me, Rowther Naina.
Thank you.
He has been following my YouTube channel since he was back in India. That's where he's from. So I decided to meet him. And before I say anything, I think I'll let Rowther Naina talk about himself. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. First of all, thank you for calling me here. My name is Rowther Naina, and I come from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Vanakkam. I did my, I did my bachelor's in IT,
Okay.
and I worked for 4 years, and I decided to do my master's.
Yeah.
And I came here, I did my master's, and I started working here. And
That's the when you say started working, that's one of the reasons I wanted to have a chat with Rowther Naina, because he wanted to do his masters, but he has a case where he was working back in India for 4 years, and then he decided to take a break and do his masters. Now, this decision making is not the easiest. I'm sure there must have been challenges. So, how did you go about making this decision of taking a break?
Definitely. I've been working for a big firm, and supporting my family. When I went up to my family and said, I'm going to do my masters and I'm going to study, which is bit of. They were not really happy about it, but I convinced them and I said it's going to be 1 year, which actually is a good amount of time for me to invest, and I was prepared to do my masters, and I came here. I chose the university.
Which university did you go to?
I went to National University of Galway, NUI Galway.
Okay, in Galway. Okay.
Yeah. I did information system management. I took that as my major. I was working as a system analyst back in India.
Back in India.
So I wanted to do a bit of a technical plus management course. So I was researching about it because I wanted to balance both as well. I wanted to improve my management skills.
Right.
So I was researching on that basis. I took information system management.
So that was your course, was information system management.
Yes.
Okay, so anybody planning to do that course, Naina's LinkedIn profile is in the description, so you can reach out, ask questions as well. This is one thing that I want people to do, is like just share feedback or give some inputs to people.
Definitely.
How did you find your masters? Like, was it well structured? Did you find it good?
Yeah, it was well structured, and it was stress free. It was 1 year, so it was well. I got help from professors. Thesis was a group thesis, which means I'm getting help from everybody, and I got a lot of exposure from foreign students as well. And I finished my college.
That's great.
Yeah.
And when did you finish your college?
I came here in September 2017,
Okay.
and I finished in September 2018.
Okay, so it was 1 year you finished your, and then so when you started your college, what visa did you come on, like for student?
For student, it's stamp 2.
Stamp 2 visa.
So I came here in stamp 2.
Yeah.
And once I have had my graduation in my hand, I went into graduate scheme, which is stamp 1G visa.
Yeah.
And with that visa, I was able to get a job.
Yeah.
I got a job, and then I worked there for 6 months.
Yeah.
And my employer was willing to sponsor.
Yeah.
For my visa,
which is great.
Yeah, which is great, which is obviously great. So
no, but before you go to that,
Mhm.
so you finished your masters in September 2018, and then you got a job on your graduate visa.
Exactly.
When did you get a job? Like, when did you start working?
I actually started in November 2018.
Okay. So you started in November. Okay.
Yeah, but the process I started searching for a job is from January.
Okay. Okay.
So when my first semester got over, I started taking all. Obviously, when I was working, I had a thought of, I wanted to come here, do my masters, but what next?
Yeah.
Have to get a job.
Yeah.
So the first thing is, started applying from January 2018, and I landed my job on November 2018.
Yeah, but in terms of that timing, I think it also made sense that you finished your masters and just after that, two months, because you got on your stamp 1G visa, which means you were eligible to work
Exactly.
full time, no restrictions.
No restrictions.
But if you started, let's say, applying in January and you were still on your student visa, so you wouldn't have been able to work full time until you finish your masters.
Exactly.
All right. So in a way, it worked. In the best sense for you because of the timings. But how was the job application process? Were you just randomly, would you go on LinkedIn or any other portal specifically, or what was your approach?
Yeah, I did a lot of mistakes,
Okay.
as everybody does. So once I came here, I started applying for all the business analyst jobs, mostly managerial jobs, management jobs, right? So which requires a lot of experience, and you need to have a lot of management experience in your background, where I come from an IT background, right? So I did the mistake again and again, started applying for different jobs with the same CV, with the same content, again and again. Again, I failed, and I figured out that my previous experience itself is a lot valuable than what I was thinking about it, right? And I figured it out, and I started applying in a different way, which I will explain you later, a different way, and then I started getting calls and offers.
That's good.
And that's when I finished my masters. Immediately I landed on a job.
That's very good. So very, very important what Naina said here is, you need to figure out if you're making a mistake, and you need to change your approach, which he did in the right way, and then things will work out for you. So it's good you learned as well, and I hope people take something from that. But now you're working, so you are on your stamp one visa.
At the minute, I'm in stamp 1 visa, which is critical skills work permit.
Right. So you got that sorted out.
Yeah, finally.
Happy days.
Happy days.
It's very. It takes once anybody who's been here already or who would come in the future, getting from your stamp 1G visa to your work permit, that's a bit of a challenge. But he's made it through. So in terms of applying for that permit, how did you figure out if your company does that for you? What would you say to the people?
So at first, even I had no idea how to convert from stamp 1G to stamp 1. So I started researching about it, and after 6 months after my probation, I explained to my employer about the stamp 1, which is critical skills work permit, which they were not aware of, because I had to explain them.
Okay. So
make sure you research about it, and you be well aware of how to apply for stamp 1, which is critical skills. So I went to them and said this needs to be done, and myself and my HR sat down, figured out how this needs to be done, and then we applied for it. And there are 2 ways of applying. Trusted partner, if you need to figure out if your company is trusted partner or not. So if you figure it out, and then if it is a trusted partner, it is 1 month you get your visa. If it is not, it's going to be 3 months.
One thing you said very important is that you sat down with the HR and kind of explained the process, and then worked with your HR to make the application.
Exactly.
So did you find that helpful, that you knew it before even starting the process?
Exactly. So the one thing is, I researched a lot about it.
Very good.
Even your videos helped with that. Thank you for that. So most importantly, my HR almost forgot how to apply for it, because they were the foreign people who works in the office is very minimum, right? They hardly apply for 1 or 2 applicants for like 1 to 2 years.
Okay.
So they even forgot the link. They even sometimes forget the links. So you need to give them the inputs. And
that's very important.
And you have to help the HR filling out your applications, sort out with all the documentation. Once it's done, they apply for you.
And
Whether obviously, and then it goes from
gets
there.
processed. But I think I want to say on this is very important what Rowther Naina said, is that you need to basically take ownership of your own application as much as you can research and explain to HR. Sometimes in companies like Naina's experience, they wouldn't really know the process or the documentation. The more you know, the better it is for yourself. So definitely, I think that's a very important point. But it's really great that you got that sorted out.
Thank
I'm
you.
happy for you that you have it very well done. So Naina, this particular job that you're doing, what was the interview process like? Can you tell everybody how was the interview, how many rounds, and any recommendation you have?
Sure. So for this current role, I've been called. I had a phone interview
Okay.
at first by consultant.
Right.
And they liked me, and they called me for a face-to-face interview with the manager and the team leader. And I basically, it was a fairly simple face-to-face interview about my previous roles and my masters and everything. And finally got the offer. It is the one good recommendation is to be honest with your CV.
Oh, okay. Very important.
Yeah.
So in your case, you had 2 rounds. Was it more related to your previous experience?
Exactly.
And okay.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So it was more of my previous job.
Okay.
So so all I had to do is we have to communicate and just randomly talk about the scenarios that I faced, and he was my manager was explaining the problems that they were facing, and we could come to a
sort of solution.
solution. So it was more of a kind of interactive session between us.
No, I think, and one thing you said to people as well, for being honest, I think that's the one thing I always say. Like Rowther Naina said, be honest about what you know, and exactly write that in your CV when you apply for jobs as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mostly the keywords are also is important. If you're good at something, put the keywords, because if you're applying online, the online portal works. Picks the word from your CV as well.
Yeah.
So it's important to mention the skills that you have on your CV.
I think that's very important. Like the keywords, whatever job you're applying for, figuring out what skill set is required and then putting that in your CV to make sure you get through to the next round.
And do not apply same CV for all the jobs.
Very important. Like you cannot just, that's a very important point as well. You cannot just keep applying with the same CV. But I think, so now, you've been working for a while. How has, being in Ireland an experience? Do you like it here? How do you find, what is it that you find very interesting here?
Definitely. I mean, definitely the people. Obviously, once you come here, the people are friendly and more welcoming. And Ireland is beautiful, as you see. The law is also really good with immigrants as well.
Yeah.
And the respect you give and the respect they give.
No, I think, and it's the most important thing. Like, I want people to know that it's very important we respect people here. We respect the system here. Like Naina said, the law, we should always respect the law as well. And we can all have a good time. Is what is important.
Yeah.
And
when you're studying, you get to work for 20 hours a week.
Yeah.
And which is really important for your part-time jobs, right? So, and you should not exceed the 20 hours, which is very again important. A law, very and important. We should respect it.
Yeah. So,
and which is sufficient.
Yeah, it is, and because you're in college, your primary purpose is to study, not just to work and make money. So, like Naina said, make sure you work only for the time you're allowed to, and doing things legally is the most recommended and the right thing to do. But that's perfect. I think. We're all, I'm really happy that you've come this far and you're doing great. I hope that information that you've shared helps people. I have pasted Naina's LinkedIn profile in the description. Reach out if you want to ask any questions, get any feedback or inputs. I'm sure you wouldn't mind helping people.
Definitely. No, please reach out to me anytime. I'm happy to help.
Okay.
Parvez has been doing a great job, so definitely, man. If you have any doubts, just ping me.
Yeah, and this is a great thing. I really appreciate your time. This is what I want, that people share some inputs. Now, Naina in specific has this sort of case where he was working in India and then he decided to pursue masters because he wanted to study as well and make a change in his career, which he did, and he's doing very very well. So these kind of scenarios, if there's anybody that can relate to this story, should take away something from this. And if you've got anything else that we can share, get in touch and we'll do that. Thanks again, Naina. This is certainly going to help people. Is there anything else you want to say at the very end? Maybe to people back in Chennai or something in your native language?
Yeah, definitely. But before that, I just really wanted to thank you for making those videos. I came here because I came here as I was in India. I was just watching your video, just like the people watching there, and I was just commenting on the videos. And I was sitting here in the video again, which is a good thing. And the one thing that I wanted to say to my people is again in my native language, Tamil. எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். நான் என் பேர் ரவுத்தர் நைனா முகமது. நான் இங்கே அயர்லாந்தில் இங்கே என்னோடய மேல் படிப்பை படிக்க வந்தேன். இங்கே படிச்சுட்டு இங்கே இப்போது தற்போதைய நான் என்னோடய பணியில் இருக்கேன். என்னோடய பணியில் வந்து எனக்கு இப்போது எனக்கு ஒர்க் பர்மிட், அதாவது இங்கே வேலை செய்யக்கூடிய ஒர்க் பர்மிட் எனக்கு கிடச்சிருக்கு. ஸோ அது வந்து ஒரு நல்ல விஷயம். இப்போது நீங்கள் வீட்டில் இப்போது படிச்சிட்ருக்கீங்களா, இல்லை ஒர்க் வேலை பார்த்து கொண்டு இருக்கிறீர்களோ, ஏதோ ஒரு விஷயத்தில் நீங்கள் இங்கே வரணும், உங்களை வந்து நீங்கள் வந்து உங்களோட லைஃப் ஸ்டைலை மாற்றிக்கணும், உங்களோட நீங்கள் அடுத்து படிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நினச்சிங்கன்னா அதுக்கான ரீசர்ச் பண்ணுங்கள். அதை ரீசர்ச் பண்ணிவிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் அதை எப்படி செயல்படுத்தலாம்னு உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருந்துச்சுன்னா என்னோடய லிங்க்டின் ப்ரொஃபைல் கீழே இருக்குது, என்னை தொடர்பு கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது உதவி தேவைன்னா நான் கண்டிப்பாக செய்வேன். தேங்க்ஸ்.
So yeah, I mean, this is the beauty of being from India. We have so many languages and so many different cultures and everything else, but we're one. The same. I'm sure you said some good things there. But yes, thanks again, man. I hope this is helpful, and hopefully we'll have another video with someone else. Thank you.